So you want to travel to Benin Republic from Lagos, Nigeria. Benin Republic is one of the most visited countries for Nigeria because of the border that both countries share. Today, I'll take you on a journey on how I recently traveled from Lagos, Nigeria to Cotonou, Benin using GIGM. If you're traveling from Lagos to Cotonou, there are more ways to travel now than ever before. You can go by road, either using a transport company or using your personal car, or finding alternative ways. You can go by sea. You can also fly from Lagos to Cotonou or any of the other major Nigerian cities to Cotonou. On this trip, I decided to use a transport company for a number of reasons. Nigerian transport companies operating within West Africa offer sort of a concierge service. So once you pay, you hand over your passport and they deal with everything from immigration, customs. You pay for nothing. All you have to do is give them your passport, and when you get to your destination, you get off. Admittedly, this is not the cheapest way to travel to Benin Republic. You can decide to use public transport, get to Maito, from Maito get to Badagry, and then from Badagry try and find a bike or a vehicle that will cross you over the border. And when you finally cross into Benin Republic, you can get a vehicle taking you to Cotonou. But I did not want to go through that because this is my first time traveling interstate since the end of the pandemic. Did the pandemic ever end? Since COVID was a thing in everyday life, and I've never really been a fan of going it alone, especially outside the country. I do not see the value in paying for a 20 minutes flight from Lagos to Cotonou, and neither do I have the money. I got the middle ground. I got a service and I went to Benin Republic with them. The onboard experience with GIGM was fair. Their pricing made the most sense, and the park was not too far from my home in Lagos. Unfortunately, we did not leave on time. There's no line about that. We had to wait for a long while. They said we were going to leave by 6 a.m. and the bus was going to Ghana, but people that were traveling to Benin Republic and Togo also got on, and we paid a different price from those going to the final destination in Accra. When we finally left, we had to go to a second GIGM park to pick up people, and it was not really the best way to start the experience, to be honest. We finally picked up more people around the Cotonou area and we began the journey proper. Unfortunately, when we got to the Badagry bridge, we were stopped by NDLEA and profiled. All the young men in the bus were told to come down. It was just me and another guy. We were questioned and it was obvious what was happening. I told them my truth and they let me go. But it's always surprising. It's not really surprising, but it's always an unfortunate experience when that happens to you while traveling within your country. The moment you cross the border into Benin Republic, the road quality improves considerably. We got to the Benin border, and this is my first time since the new border structures were inaugurated, and it's a better experience now. We spent about 45 minutes at the border, and this is where services like GIGM come into play. You are not paying for anything. Whatever they need to pay, whether they need to pay, they've done it before, and they take your passport there, and all you need to go is get your fingerprints taken if necessary. My first time in Benin Republic in a long time, and it's always nice to be outside the country. For some reason, the moment you cross the border into Benin, it just feels more coastal. Lagos does not feel like a coastal city, and the moment you cross into Benin Republic, you start seeing beaches, you start seeing palm trees, the air becomes lighter, and you don't get that in Lagos, even in the Badagry area. After traveling for a while longer, we finally arrived at my final destination and the first stop of this trip, the Friendship Stadium in Cotonou, where I got off. Over the next few videos, I'm going to take you on a journey through Ouidah and Cotonou in Benin Republic, and this is the first country on my 3-country West African tour. You can watch the next video right now.